Well, Grant, I would imagine after a difficult few weeks, 4 points out of 6, it's got to be a bit of a better feel now.
Yeah, for sure. I think the result on the weekend against Woking was a massive relief. Just to stop that little bit of a rut we was in. So to get 4 points in out of 6 is definitely makes the camp a little bit more happier.
And is there anything in terms of what's changed over the last week? I know we're improving before that, but what do you think you do better now?
I just think we're working more as a team now. I think it's we went on a good run, got a lot of wins, and then it's very easy just to lose a game or two, and then you seem to sort of get in this little position where everything's just not falling for you. But we've all just had to stick together, stay working hard as a team, and that's got the results.
And particularly on Tuesday night, frustrating me how all those sort of chances not quite able to get the other win, but even a draw, it keeps you moving in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. We all know we didn't perform as well as we wanted to in the first half. And that was what the manager said at half time. The most important thing on a Tuesday night against Weymouth is we don't lose the game. And we was disappointed not to win the game, but in comparison to what we've been doing in the last few weeks, to get a draw, to come from behind in the derby, we was pleased to get that.
And for you personally, I'm always intrigued, not involved in the action as much as might be, will be, I'm sure, in some other games. How difficult is it for you to maintain that level of concentration that you need to, so when that chance came in the second half, you're there to deal with it?
I think with experience, it becomes a lot easier. When you're a bit younger, you sometimes can drift in and out of games. But that's where, as a goalkeeper, as long as you're communicating, you always stay mentally sharp in the game. And then if they do happen to get a chance, then you can be ready for it.
And that communication, I always think, is key, as much as just to keep you engaged in the game. And when you're watching from a long way away, then that's, three kids playing football that's not easy.
Yeah, definitely. I think that as long as, I think if you stay communicating, it makes your life easier in a lot of ways. It makes, if you're communicating, that the back four on their toes, they're in the right position, and it also keeps you sharp as well.
And looking at the team record this season, defensively, it's pretty good. You're right up there with the sort of top teams in terms of the goals let in across the course of the season. That's where give you a lot of smile on your face. Yeah,
definitely. We don't create. Also, we don't concede many chances. A lot of the games where we've kept clean sheets, I've barely had a save to make. So we work very hard on that throughout the week. On the training pitches with the manager, with Craig as well. So we are very pleased with that.
Okay, and I don't think I've spoken to you since your unfortunate indiscretion against Torquay. Is that very much the past now?
Yeah, definitely. I made a mistake. I stepped out the line, and I had to pay for that, unfortunately. And so did the team. But yeah, definitely in the past now, I've had to learn from it. We actually had that same ref Tuesday night against Weymouth, so I had to apologise to him, and hopefully now we've moved on from it.
And it really is one of those things that it's going to happen more and more as keepers, and more is asked of you in terms of not just controlling your area, but part of a lot of refereeing the 10 metres outside that.
Yeah, for sure. I think the game's evolving now, and a lot more is asked of not just goalkeepers but everybody in the team.
Good stuff. So this weekend there's going to be a top four test in Solihull. Not a traditional big name, but there's no doubt about it. They've spent some money and they've got a good sign.
Yeah, definitely. They're on a good little run as well. They scored a lot of goals recently, so it'll be a big test for us.
That's great. Thank you, Grant.
No worries. Cheers.
Still a few more.
You're on. Hey, you radio?
No, hi, mate. You're right.
Yeah, good. Your form in particular,
has been really made along over the last few months, in particular penalty saves and what have you, and penalty shootouts. What do you put it down? Is it just intense training and practice all the time, or a lucky spell?
I think it's a little bit of everything. We obviously work hard throughout the week, every day in training, and at the end of the day, you put in the work so that on a Saturday or a Tuesday night, the results can come forward with it.
Yeah. But in particular, the penalty saves. I mean, do you practice any penalties?
Not directly, no. If we've got an FA Cup game or a cup game that we know could potentially come to penalties, we may practice it throughout the week. But I think when it comes down to penalties, it's partly down to luck, partly trying to sort of read the player and do the analysis work. We've got Craig, the goalkeeping coach, does a lot of work behind the scenes where he'll give us all the information. So when it comes to that moment, we're ready and we know as much as we can about the player who's taking it.
But from your perspective, the goalkeeper saving a penalty, then it must put such a huge buzz for the rest of the team as well, because you give yourselves a better chance.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those. It can definitely lift the team. It can lift players, and definitely sort of individually, it can definitely give you a massive confidence boost.
Now you're sort of halfway through your first season. Have you found it? So did well. Trying to get playing down here in the southwest.
Yeah, loving it down there. I think that the big thing for me is the manager here. He gives us a lot of confidence to play. He puts his trust in players. He's put a lot of trust in me. And I can't say a bad word about him or the club, and just enjoyed every part of it.
A bit different to Chesterfield, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is different. The less I say on that, the better.
Okay, fair enough. We'll have a good game tomorrow. Clean sheet and maybe a penalty save as well.
Cheers, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hi, mate, you're right.
Yeah, just looking through your stats, your goals to see it, stats pretty impressive. Obviously, we talk to strikers, and they always have kind of targets like that goals on score. Do you as a goalkeeper have targets for clean sheets?
In the past, I definitely have in the past, but then I think sometimes it can be changed very quickly. If I'm going into a game and my head is on clean sheet, within 30 seconds they can score, and then suddenly, what do you focus on then? Because the clean sheet's gone. So what is your focus on then? So I think over the past couple of years, it's just changed to how can I affect the game in a positive way so that our team has a good outcome.
The gaffer's mentioned it a few times. The key to success is having a solid back line that doesn't really change a lot. Obviously, we've seen a few disruptions this season. It doesn't seem to affect too much.
Yeah, that's the part of having a good squad. We don't just have a good back four, we have a good back 6, 7, whether it's Staunts coming in to play centre half, whether it's Hunty in, Hunty out, Ben Barclays came in recently, whether Morgan's playing one of his 3 positions at the back. It doesn't seem to affect us because they're all good quality defenders and good players. So that's, I don't think whoever it is, on a Saturday afternoon when the manager lists the back four, it doesn't really affect us because we know they can all come in and do a job.
There's plenty of football throughout the end of the season, but is there any kind of thoughts or talks about where you hope to stay beyond the season?
As in me or the team?
Your contract?
No, nothing at the moment. That's it. That's out of my hands. There's a lot going on at the club at the moment, so if I get pulled for that chat, then I'll be happy to have it.
Hopefully you get to stay.
Cheers, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Hi, Grant. Okay.
Hi, mate. Yeah, good, you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. I'm just looking back to that pre-Christmas run with all those wins. Just take us into that suggestion there. You must have felt pretty much unbeatable.
Yeah, we did. We was going into games against a lot bigger teams. Teams with a lot more money, teams that are higher up than us, and we were just going there with confidence because we knew that if we all stuck together, we all stuck to a game plan. We all put 100% into the game, and we would get a positive result. Over the past couple of weeks, unfortunately, that hasn't quite gone to plan. But hopefully, we've turned that corner now, and we can get on another run again.
Some of those runs, some of the wins like football came in sort of those big 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes at the end where we had to be really defensive, blocking shots, getting in the way of it, bodies on the line, stuff, Wrexham away, Gaggan away, Stevens in the cup, and even the reverse game against Solihull from 0-0, bombarding us late on. When you're in those sort of backs to the wall 10, 15 minutes as a goalkeeper, you're in the thick of it, how good does it feel to come out on the other end of it on the right side?
Yeah, it's brilliant. For a goalkeeper, nothing beats a 1-0 win. Everyone would love to win 4-5-0 and have an easy game, but when you walk off the pitch at the end of the game and you've dug in for that last 30 minutes and they've been throwing absolutely everything at you and you've come off with a clean sheet, it makes you feel like you've done a good job for sure.
And then going back to the Stevens game, but also one or two others in that run, when you make a one-off save, I'm thinking about the Stevens one-on-one. Do you celebrate that like a striker celebrates a goal?
Yeah, I do. I think definitely that Stevens, that one-on-one save, I did celebrate it like it was a goal. But I think it comes down to sort of an important save at an important time. It wasn't necessarily an unbelievable save. It was just an important moment in that game. Potentially had that have gone in, the ascendancy would have been in there on Stevens then, and the outcome could have been a lot different. That's for sure.
During so much of that time, Wilkins has been a big part of the defence. What's your relationship like with him as a central defender? When we've got him in the sun, and our record is staggeringly better than when he's not in the sun.
Yeah.
How much of a big relationship is that between you and him as sort of the senior central defender?
Yeah, it's big. Everybody, what you're going to get with Wilco. He's a leader on and off the pitch. He's a great player, and obviously when he is in the team, his record stands for itself. I think it's always important to have that relationship with everybody. Whether they're playing every single week or whether they might just be coming on for 10, 15 minutes at the end, because I think at the end of the day, they have just as much impact as somebody like Luke Wilkinson.
On the other side of that coin, how difficult is it for someone like Ben Barker, who barely get properly trained with the side, comes in and has to forge that relationship with yourself or with those around him? How well has he settled into the unit?
Yeah, he settled in really well. I think he had 2 days training with us before the Woking game, and he came into that game and it looked like he'd been with us for the whole season. But that's credit to Ben because I've known him for a couple of years now, and I know he's a top pro, and he's a very professional person, and he'll step into this challenge head first.
One of the players to single out the praise in front of you is Morgan Williams, man who sets in the form of his life at the moment, playing probably people consider out of position. How impressed have you been with him just slotting in left back, right back, going to centre back for a little bit, chop and change in amongst the defence that continue to chop and change?
Yeah, really impressed with him. He knows that he could play in 3 or 4 positions in a game, and he never looks uncomfortable, and that's credit to him. Maybe a few months ago he wasn't in great form. He kept getting sort of little small injuries, but credit to him, he's worked hard off the pitch to get himself back fit, get himself back into contention, and now all that hard work's paying off for him.
Looking ahead then to Saturday, probably the informed striker, not in the league, in the country, Dallas coming up against us. We kept plenty of very strikers very quiet this season. Is it something of a badge of honour when the very best come us, we go to them, they then end up essentially failing?
Yeah, it's a good challenge. Everybody wants to challenge themselves against the best in the league, but I think it's also important not to get caught up on him so much, because they've also got other players that can be just as effective. So I think we just got to take it for face value. He's a player who can be very effective, but we'll try and nullify him. But they've also got other threats for sure.
Finally, for me, then, obviously we've been very well spoken about that we've got a fairly small squad, but you as part of the goalkeepers unit, have got even smaller than just the sort of three of you. How is it working with Craig and Max as a little team day to day?
Yeah, brilliant. I love it. We've got a very tight squad. Me and Max get on really well. Same with Craig. Craig's always there to help us. Anything we need, he's always there. And Max is a top professional, and I'm pretty sure he'll have a very good career. He's got a lot of potential. He's still young, but we've got a great group, and I'm sure Max will go a long way in the game.
When it comes to welcoming other teams, we obviously have to advance QPR for a couple of games. We've had other youngsters on the bench for some of the Premier Cup fixtures and things like that. How easy is it to integrate others into the group from outside?
It's easy because we've got a very open squad and we've got a great squad. Take away from the footballing side, everybody in that dressing room are good people. So whenever a new lad comes in or a trialist or a youngster comes in, everybody will welcome him in because they want him to feel comfortable, because as long as they feel comfortable, he'll be able to perform on the pitch.